team since the first proposed budget came out. And it is disappointing to me that even after all of the conversations that have happened, your proposed budget doesn't still include any of the things that Commissioners Barrett, Arrington, and I want to have in it. And when I asked you, because I think it's important for people to understand how the process happens. The county manager is responsible for submitting the proposed budget. And when I sat and talked to the team and I said, well, why are we not including all of these things? The answer was because I've been directed by leadership to do it this way. And I know that's a tough position to be in for all of the county manager's staff that sees these needs that we have, but are being told by our leadership to make sure it lands a certain way. And the make sure it lands a certain way hasn't changed at all with any of Commissioner Barrett, my, or Commissioner Arrington's requests. So this was a fabulous exercise we went through to see what it would look like if we properly funded the county for the services that we're going to provide. But none of it is going to be voted on by the 4 commissioners here who have already said, this is what we want to see, and that's what we're going to vote for. So let's be clear that this is about politics and not people. This is not about what the services are that are needed, because when I sat with the county manager and talked about the ORCA money that was there during COVID that reduced the backlog and reduced the population in jail, it was his suggestion to do it again. He even put his branding hat on and called it ORCA Light, which was a name we could give it to give those funds back so all the departments would get it and know exactly what it was for. It's to continue the work you had done before, to bring the backlog down and reduce the jail population. But it's not in your proposed budget. And that's not because the county manager doesn't believe that the backlog needs to be reduced, or even that it connects to the population in the jail. It's because he's been told not to include it in there. So let's just be honest. That's just what, as a commissioner, that, listen, if I'm here or if I'm not, it's okay. I want the people to understand what this budget is and what Fulton County commissioners have a responsibility to you to explain to you what this budget is. The biggest thing I want, budget transparency. So when Commissioner Arrington and Commissioner Barrett and I were talking about this $80 million other line, it is because, like, what's the other? The 61 people sleeping on the floor, are they a part of the other? Are the things that we know are going to come up reducing departmental services by 1%? Is that part of the other? We talk about the improper appraisal of commercial properties. I know that's coming up now a lot. It's an election year. Those big ideas come up in election years, but this board hasn't dealt with that for decades. That's not new. That's not some bright new idea. Oh, it's an election year. Now everybody's going to start fixing the way commercial properties are being appraised. That's been going on this board for decades. Hasn't gotten fixed yet. So let's be real about what are the things that have to be fixed in budget transparency. We have to go into that budget and fix it. It's not right. Every mid-year when the conversation about the millage rate is about to come, and the minority 3 of us start talking about why, it's because those other lines aren't open up to be used. Nobody wants to increase the millage rate. Guess what? If anybody increased the millage rate, it would affect all 3 of us also, personally. We live in Fulton. So does my aging mother at 85, and so does my father who's dealing with dementia at 84. All live in Fulton and have to pay taxes. I'm concerned about all of that for all members of my family. So we have the money all over. Where is it? Let's overhaul the budget and find it, not just when there's a press conference in the freezing cold and people are pressured to find money for homeless people. Then we found it. Not when all the judges have to come here and say, you asked us to get 2 judges. We put on our legislative agenda. We needed 2 state court judges. We got them. Now we're not funding them. They have to come on down here and beg us all. And then we found the money. We can find the money for a hotel count. We can. We should. And then there are going to be associated costs with it later. We can find it. We need to put looking into our budget and making it transparent as a priority. A huge priority. The commercial assessments, if we could ever figure that out, that might just be more money.
Definitely more money.
More money. But the underruns of 70 million, the other category of 80 million, plus if we could fix the commercial assessment issue, we would be able to fund everything we need to fund. We could even stick with the agreements that we already signed going forward. Imagine being able to say to the city of Atlanta, we're going to actually fund permanent supportive housing according to the agreement we signed with you for all of the years that we said we would. Not just we don't know if we're going to have it in 2027. It's like a logical way to approach it. So I want to say that I'm disappointed that not even a one of the budget items that Commissioner Barrett, Commissioner Ivory, or Commissioner Arrington ended up in the proposed budget that the county manager has proposed to Commissioner Ellis, to Chairman Pitts, to Commissioner Abdul-Rahman, and Commissioner Thornton, who I'm going to predict, and I'm going to put on my magic hat right now and predict that in about 20 minutes from now, they will approve that budget. So we have work to do.